Gentlemen, colleagues, all students, good morning. Welcome this morning to our Health and Wellness Expo. It is beautiful to see you here this morning, and it's beautiful for us to experience this. The Health and Wellness Expo is really in celebration of our university's 75th anniversary, and it is also in acknowledgement of our technical and service staff appreciation day. And I take this opportunity just to invite all our technical and service staff members just to stand so we can acknowledge you especially on your day. Could we put our hands together for all of our technical and service staff members? It's great to see you. Welcome to you, more than anyone else right now, and all of us. But welcome to you. You're the honorees for this activity, and it is beautiful to have you here. Allow me to apologize on behalf of Dean Taylor, who is unable to participate but sends his best wishes to you, our technical staff members. And allow me to apologize on behalf of Dean Heather Ricketts, who is also unable to attend but sends her best wishes and has sent a representative on behalf of the Faculty of Social Sciences. As we considered an initiative on behalf of our technical and service staff and what we could do on a day like this, it was conceptualized as something that would be beautiful and appreciated and beneficial to all of us is a health and wellness expo. It was conceptualized by Terry and Collins Frey in the Dean's office, Karen Stewart from the Biotech Center, and Ms. Claudia Lewis from the Department of Life Sciences. And the entire Dean's office and faculty have come on board to organize. Allow me to just acknowledge all of our partner institutions who have set up exhibits, who are ready to offer services and products to your staff and students. We just put our hands together as we acknowledge all of our partners within the Assembly Hall and outside, and thank you so much for being here with us. So these, ladies and gentlemen, are my opening remarks. I'm going to hand over to the head of the Department of Chemistry, Dr. Donna Minot-Cates, who will provide greetings on behalf of our Dean, Professor Michael Taylor. Could we put our hands together as we welcome Dr. Minot-Cates?
Thank you, Professor Stevenson. Good morning, colleagues. Special welcome to our technical and service staff, to our dean's representatives, heads of departments, to our exhibitors and presenters, and to other members of staff and students. On behalf of the Dean of the Faculty of Science and Technology, I bring you greetings. As a faculty, we recognize how critical our technical and service staff are to our success. It is with this in mind that several years ago, we set aside a day in November to honor you, our technical and service staff, and to celebrate the work that you do. You lift us up and you support the faculty in all spheres of our activities. Without you, we would not have accomplished as much as we have. Today, with the COVID pandemic still visible in our rearview mirror and present in our memories, we recall the extraordinary efforts you all put out to keep us going. So today we say thanks as we mount this special exposition on health and wellness, primarily in support of you. The Faculty of Science and Technology says thanks to you and encourage you to keep doing what you do. I close then with the words of our Dean, who has asked me to please pass on special greetings to all technical and service staff today, and to thank you for all you do. Wishing all our technical and service staff a happy Technical and Service Staff Appreciation Day. Know that all you do is really appreciated. Please enjoy what has been planned for you and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Dr. Donna Minot Cates. We appreciate those greetings on behalf of our Dean. Now, the beauty of this expo is that it represents a partnership between the Faculty of Science and Technology and the Faculty of Medical Sciences. Another part of the staging of the Wellness Expo is that the Faculty of Humanities and Education is also having a science fair. And so after you have explored and received the services on offer within the Assembly Hall, you're welcome to walk over to the courtyard to see what is on offer and to be involved in that activity as well. So there's much to experience on this day. So this is a partnership between Faculty of Science and Technology and the Faculty of Medical Sciences. At this time, I'm going to invite Dr. Theon Jones, representative of the Faculty of Medical Sciences, to come forward and to bring greetings on behalf of the faculty. Could you put your hands together as Dr. Jones comes forward?
Thanks, Professor Stevenson. Good morning to FST from FMS. On behalf of our Dean, Professor Minerva Thame, and on behalf of our Social Accountability Committee, we are very happy to partner with the Faculty of Science and Technology today, both to sit here and observe the honoring of your technical and service staff and to contribute in our own way as a form of what we call an in-reach, where we bring the services of our Social Accountability Committee on campus. Today we are represented by our clinical pharmacists who will have a booth on our right, and they will be there handing out different types of over-the-counter medication, doing some checks. We also have our nurse practitioners, led by Mrs. Silvera, who I think are in the second booth over there. They will also be handing out information, doing some checks, and we're also represented by the School of Dentistry, who will be doing some clinical examinations and cleanings in the far corner to my right. So we want, on behalf again of our faculty, thanks Professor Stevenson for inviting us for this partnership. We do look forward to continuing in the years to come, and we wish you all a very good day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jones. And again, our faculty really appreciates the partnership with the Faculty of Medical Sciences. Could we put our hands together again for all the practitioners from the Medical Sciences faculty who are here with us today? Thank you so much. The partnership that enables this also extends beyond the University of the West Indies. And again, we thank the partnering companies and institutions who are here with us. Allow me to invite Nurse Jacinth Moore from Health Connect to provide greetings on behalf of our partners. Could we put our hands together, please, for Nurse Moore? All right, you have to keep clapping until Nurse gets on the stage.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I was asked to represent the partners, of which I am one, okay? So we're here today for a Health and Wellness Expo. Our health and wellness, very important. We tend to think that when we're young, everything is fine and we abuse our bodies, and we don't really need to pay attention until we are like 40 or 50 years old. But that's not so, right? From youth, we should be taking care of our bodies. So today on display, you're going to have people mostly showing you or telling you about diet, exercise, mental health, sexual health, okay? Which is very important because as the saying goes, we can use our food as medicine and we can use our plants as medicine, and which we actually do. And I believe if we follow that, you will do very well and you won't end up with chronic illnesses. However, if the chronic illnesses do come your way, then we also have people here who will help you to manage your chronic illness. So we're all responsible personally for our own health. Ladies, you don't depend on the men to have the condoms, you have your condoms, right? So if he doesn't have any, you can produce yours, things like that. And guys, you don't be blaming the woman, I thought you were on the pill or whatever, right? We're each responsible for our own health. So today, I hope you will all walk around to all the partners and find out what it is they have to offer you so you can stay well and healthy. I myself am from Health Connect Jamaica, which comes under the Faculty of Medical Science, and we specifically, right now, we specifically deal with HIV and private care for HIV people who don't really wish to use the public system. So as you go around, our booth is right down there, and we welcome you all. Have fun.
Thank you so much, Nurse Moore. Well said. And we appreciate all of our partners. All right, we're going to transition to the last component of this launch. We have had a number of trainings and initiatives that engage with our staff within the faculty, which I'm going to invite Mrs. Rosalind Simmons to come on the platform to give you an overview of some of the things we have been doing and the training that we have been carrying out. Could we put our hands together as we welcome Mrs. Simmons? And then thereafter, technical and service staff, I'll have an announcement for you. You're going to be among the first. You're going to be the first to have access to the services, and FMS is ready for you, all right? So let us move to the component that deals with the training certification.
Good morning, everyone. All right, welcome to our Health and Wellness Expo. I was asked to speak to our training portfolio. And so our Deputy Dean for Staff Engagement, Professor Tanisha Stevenson, she leads a very interesting area in the FST where we seek to offer training at minimal, if any cost at all, to our technical and our service staff. We have been partnering successfully with the Heart NSTA Trust, and we have had 3 training sessions with them so far. 2 of the most recent ones are the turf attendant training, as well as we have our food preparation training. Our team members are very, very excited for the training sessions. Am I right, colleagues? And so not only are they getting the certificate, but we Heart very, very willingly came in. They offered training. Staff did the actual hands-on training. And so this morning we are here just on technical and service staff day to say to our team members, we really take the training and development of our staff very seriously. And so it was our pleasure to put together this training for our team members. And so there are some members who participated in the training, and this morning we are going to pause to hand the certificates to these successful trainees. All right, so as they come, we want you to put your hands together for them. This is their day. This is their big achievement. All right, I'm going to invite Dr. Minot Cates, the head of the Department of Chemistry, and who is filling in for our dean today, just to come to hand the certificates to our awardees. All right, so our Deputy Dean, we had invited our Senior Assistant Registrar, Ms. Nalda Thompson, to join us to hand out the certificate. She has that portfolio in the HR department, and so she will join us and to continue in a little bit, but we're very grateful to Dr. Minot Cates, one of our FST champions. Can we put our hands together for our champion? A very, 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 very willing head of department that leads by example. And so Dr. Minot Cates will be handing the certificates. We thank Mrs. McEwen and Mrs. Hosang Morgan for passing them to us. And so for the food handlers training, I'm going to invite Mr. Omar Baker to come, or his representative. Not here. We have Miss Janet Brown. Congratulations, Miss Brown. And as you come, you have to walk with the attitude, you know. You're getting a well-recognized Heart NSTA certificate. Heartiest congratulations. Ms. Aretha Campbell, Mr. Luke Campbell, and Ms. Nastasia Curtis will be next. Is Ms. Nastasia Curtis here? All right, not as yet. Is Mrs. Joy Davis here from the Department of Physics? Soon come, all right. Miss Alice Edwards, Department of Chemistry. We have Sheree Edwards. All right, great. And so we have Miss Nalda Thompson coming in. She is a senior assistant of the senior assistant registrars in HR. She's going to take over from Dr. Minot Cates. So can we clap both ladies simultaneously? Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Minot Cates. Welcome. All right, so we called for Miss Sheree Edwards just now. Miss Anne-Marie Forbes. Miss Forbes, you have to give us a walk. Thank you so much. Carol Gardner will be next. Miss Carol, stop. We want the walk. Miss Carol Gardner. That's right, the hair has to be in it. And after Miss Gardner, we're gonna hand out for Miss Ava Richards. Carol will receive for Miss Richards as well. Please just receive for Miss Richards. Thank you, Carol. You have to maintain the, are we handing to Miss, you're collecting for Miss Richards as well. Can she do it at the same time, please? Ava Richards. Ava Richards. Thank you so much, Ms. Gardner. We also have Ms. Chantel Gordon of the Department of Physics. Remember, the walk is important. Thank you. Orain Inerarity and Paula Jones Inerarity will be next. Inerarity. There to the right. Is Paula, please hold on. The walk is important. So because she's going to be walking for Mr. Orain Inerarity and Mrs. Paula Inerarity herself, the walk is doubly important. Very good, very good. Miss Anthea Morgan. You can collect it after. Miss Anthea Morgan, and then Miss Pepita Morrison. Is Anthea Morgan here? No? Pepita? Hello, Miss Pepita, you can't have such boasting name and walk up here like that, please. Give us a Pepita walk for your certificate, please. Yes. Thank you. And Omar Baker. And Baker. You have to walk like a Pepita. Is it Miss Nalo Simpson? Cassandra Wallace will be next. This is representing life sciences. Miss Cassandra Wallace. Jean Watson is next. Tashika Williams and Jody Warren. Jean Watson. Tashika Williams will be next. Miss Watson, I didn't see the walk. Did she qualify? All right, walk it down for us now. Thank you, Miss Watson. Mr. Sheikha Williams. Mr. Sheikha, look in. Very good. Miss Jody and Worrell will be next. Did you flash the hair? Miss Jody and Worrell. Is Mr. Omar Baker here? Omar Baker. Is Miss Nastasia Curtis here as yet? Nastasia Curtis. And just to be clear, so these are the persons who would have completed successfully the Heart NSTA training done in conjunction with the UWI MONA in food preparation. And so put your hands together for them. I hope they're all right. We're gonna do group. Did Mrs. Joy Davis come? Mrs. Joy Davis, so you have to give us the finale, the proper walk. Yes. All right, Miss Joy, there was a lot of joy in that walk. Very good. I'm just going to invite, as she collects the other members who got their certificates, just to come quickly for a group picture with our senior assistant registrar. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Can I invite our deputy dean to be in the picture as well? Quickly, persons who were just awarded for your food preparation training. Heartiest congratulations to you all. Can we put our hands together for them one more time? I'm disrupting it.
Oh, you want to give us the walk? You can't go to the bottom and give us. No, you have to give us. Because she calls.
Yeah, you're gonna. All right, so I was told there was a team member who has not yet given her due walk. And so the FST, in our training efforts, we partnered with other faculties, including the FSS, Faculty of Social Sciences, and not to be overlooked is Miss Donette Sinclair Evans. She was asked to go down because she had to give us the proper walk to get her certificate. Mrs. Sinclair Evans, please come for us. You have to represent FSS properly.
Perhaps we can invite Mrs. Keisha, who is representing the dean, to just come up for a picture with her if she's from social sciences.
Sure. All right, before you take your seat, I'm going to invite Mrs. Keisha Gale Williams, who is representing Dr. Ricketts, Dean, to take a picture with Mrs. Sinclair Evans and Dr. Miss Thompson. If it is that, if there's anybody who came in who did the training and you're concerned, you haven't heard your name, speak to Mrs. Collins Free quickly, just to ensure that you are given your certificate. And the last person is Miss Cherie Edwards. Miss Edwards, please come. Certificate. Oh, okay. All right, and Ms. Cherie Edwards is from the Faculty of Sports, another faculty that partnered with us. Thank you so much. Ms. Thompson, please do not go as yet. We're working you out today. Heartiest congratulations to all our awardees this morning, and we really, really want to commend you for your hard work. There's another team of workers that they did the turf attendant training, and they this morning will be recipients of Heart NSTA certificates. And we're going to start this morning with Mr. David Anderson. Is Mr. Anderson here? All right, he's not in the building. He has been working from this morning. Mr. Stephen Box. Not here, working since morning as well. Mr. Clark, Wesley Clark. Mr. Garcia Gale. Is Garcia Gale here? Dwayne Johnson, I'm sure Dwayne Johnson is here. Put your hand. Johnson, stop. The walk is important. The walk, let's fix it. I never see a difference with that walk. Anybody saw a difference? Congratulations, Mr. Dwayne Johnson. Is Mr. McDermott here? So this is Dwayne Johnson. I said to him, he's a Jamaican rock. Yes, congratulations, The Rock. Congratulations. Is Matthew Ormsby here? Please come, Mr. Ormsby. Did we see the walk? Was the walk in place? Sir, did you do the walk? Him do the walk? Because I was going to ask him for a pose, you know. Give us a pose. Give us a pose. Congratulations, Mr. Matthew Ormsby. Is Donovan Johnson here? All right, last but by, oh, Donovan is here. Donovan, we're looking for the walk. Not the finger, the walk. Congratulations, Donovan. These are very hard workers. They support not just their departments, but their faculty, and we really appreciate them this morning. We can call on them for just about anything. And last but by no means least, Mr. Stephen Box. The walk, Mr. Box. All right. Congratulations to our resident carpenter this morning, a very hard worker indeed, Mr. Stephen Box. Put your hands together for him. And so on this technical and service staff day, can we call all the turf attendant awardees for a group photo? Don't go, Mr. Box. Turf attendant team members, please come quickly for your group photos. As they come, we just want to say heartiest congratulations again. I know if our dean was here, he would have said the same to you, but certainly on behalf of our deputy dean and heads of department and team, we appreciate your hard work, and we're very happy that you showed interest in this area of training, and we are happy that you are helping to beautify our facilities. Thank you so much. I now turn back to our moderator, our chairperson, Professor Stevenson. Professor Stevenson. Yes, we can't have our senior assistant registrar come and say 2 words for us. We can't have you come this far and not say something.
Good morning, everyone. I know I'm among friends. This opportunity has given me, to just take a little time and to be among some of the people who I love the best and I've been here with for years. And I must say that whenever I see staff members, whether it is at university graduation or graduating from a hard program or just achieving, I'm so proud. I'm proud of all of you. I'm proud of the faculty and in what it is doing for its staff members. And we wish that the entire campus will catch this fire and this fever so we can have not only people who are coming to work, but people who are trained and feel satisfied. And when you go there, you say, where do I work? And you say, the University of the West Indies. Why are you saying that? Because I work not just at a place, but in a family. And I must extend heartiest of congratulations to the faculty. I know the work that Dean Taylor and Prof. Stevens and Rosaline and the entire team has been putting in to bring you here today. So congratulations to you all. Well done.
Thank you so much, Ms. Thompson. Thank you so much, Mrs. Simmons. Could we put our hands together again for all the awardees? Well done on completion of that training exercises, these training exercises, and we look forward to the others to come. So we're going to conclude our launch. Honorees, you're going to be the first, all right? So when we conclude, we're going to invite you to head around to the back where you'll have the dentists already, the nurses already. The rest of us, we can start looking at the booth areas. There are a number of booths ready to go. There are a number of surprises at these booths, and we invite us all to take a look. Miss Naldo, you have to walk around. Perhaps the head of chemistry will give you that tour. But we invite you all to walk around. We invite you all to make use of the services and products on offer, and we also have persons on the outside ready for us. At 11 p.m., we're going to have a series of very short talks. These are just 20-minute talks, 15 minutes, and then your questions around different topics: mental health, nutrition, men's health, a number of things, cannabis and its use medicinally. There are a number of talks that we're going to ask you to come back for during the day. There are prizes available. Technical staff, there's a zone outside for your pictures, for your prizes and surprises. Please engage with us for the day and have a beautiful technical and service staff day. All the best, ladies and gentlemen. Have a beautiful one. Allow me to thank our MITS colleagues for assisting us with the streaming and for setting up. We really appreciate the help. Thank you again to all our partners. Have a beautiful day, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're opening up our spot prizes segment. Every hour there's gonna be a prize. Every hour there's gonna be a prize. For the first prize, look on these lovely baskets up here. One has your name on it. One has your name on it. And you have to be a staff member. The question is, name our last principal and name our current principal. You must be a staff member. You must be a technical and service staff. Come, sis, come. The mic is yours. Tell us.
Hi, good morning. The last principal is Professor Dale Weber, and our current principal is Professor Denzel Williams.
Put your hands together.
Sorry. Hi, good morning. Our former principal is Professor Dale Weber, and our current principal is Professor Denzel Williams.
Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can I have your attention, please? I know there's a lot of exciting activity at the booth, but can we have your attention towards the front? This time we have some scheduled presentations. So I would appreciate if you came into the available seats or directed your attention to the front of the assembly hall, because we will be having some presentations. Can we get we're going to pull a little attention from the booths at this time. So our first speaker this morning that it is my pleasure to introduce is Mr. Tamar Street Heron, who comes from the main library here at the Mona campus. And he will be speaking on the topic, Championing the Cause, Men's Health. So it is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Heron to come forward at this time. And we're asking for a little quiet from the booths and for persons to come forward to listen to Mr. Heron. Can we get some cooperation from the booths, please? Thank you.
Greetings, one and all. The last time someone greeted the audience on this platform was the President of America when he said greetings to the massive. So I'm following suit by saying greetings, one and all. All right? All right, so I am Stretch, as was said before, and I'm going to talk a little about my personal journey as a man, and how I became to be talking about championing the cause for man, or for men. I have had two uncles. I've lost two uncles to the cause of cancer. I lost my father last year, again, to cancer. When I started looking, I realized that we're actually losing a lot of men. And for simple reasons, because men fail to take care of their health. We tend to visit the rum bar. I know I'm going to get a lashing for that. We tend to visit the rum bar, and we tend not to do enough physical exercise. How did I came about this? I went to my doctor, and I said, I am here to get a checkup. And the doctor said, what's wrong with you? I said, nothing. She said, no, why are you here? I said, because I am of the age and I think it is time for me to get a checkup. And so she said, more persons need to hear about this because they don't get men coming in to do checkups. And so I went ahead and I got my executive done, and which includes my prostate, right? So I would like to encourage men to take the business of health and wellness seriously. I'm sure we're not afraid to die, no, because we are going to die, but we can lessen the probability of dying from a health-related illness by doing some very simple things. Half an hour per day of exercise. If you can't do it every day, come to the library where we have a health and wellness workout sessions each and every Tuesdays and Thursday, where we facilitate that, and it is absolutely free. We also have, at the end of it, each month, we have an excursion where we go on hikes, we play domino, we play football, whatever it is that we need to do to get persons engaged. So I know it is hard for us to start getting into the habit of the whole healthy lifestyle, especially surrounding the stigma of being a man and going into the doctor. It is hard because society looks at you as being weak, being soft, being puny. But it's your own health interest and the best interest of your family to take your health seriously, because you might be the main provider for the family. And while we will take our health and say, oh, well, it's nothing, but when we are passed on, the rest of our family has to deal with that struggle. And so in order to make sure we provide for our family, we need to take our health very seriously and start by doing small things. Again, I'm going to go back to the library where we have a health and wellness promotion. We started for the month of June, which was celebrated as Men's Month. And we started a campaign against no smoking. We used the persons within the library to do a commercial against quit smoking, just by stopping one. Make one step by making one choice to stop smoking one cigar instead of 3. And it works. So we have had one person in our library who has bought onto that idea, and we can testify that person has stopped smoking today. Right? So I know that it is a very tall task to get into the healthy habits, but it is doable. I am a testimonial of that. When I started, as I said, because of my family history, I do not want to suffer from that. I do not want to die from some health-related disease that I could have easily prevented by doing workout 3 times per week for only half an hour. Now, at the library, as I said, we have the health and wellness workout sessions. We are strategic about it. Stretch. Why is it that you exercise every day and you don't look bulky, you don't look thick, but I'm strong? Because we have a remedy, we have a strategic about how we go about doing the exercise. You have persons coming in because they want to lose weight, and so the exercise program caters to that person. You have persons who like to look thick. We have exercises that cater for those persons, and we have some exhibits at the booth where we'll show you how to do different kind of exercises for the different purposes that it needs. Now, how are we going to deal with the whole stigma surrounding man need for man up? That's going to be a very tall order, but it is doable. One colleague. Again, I am making reference to what we have done at the Mona Library. We came up with the idea of having, during COVID, of having departmental football, right? And so in the evenings, we would go and we would start playing football. And then that now turned out to be a university thing where the university actually put on an interdepartmental football competition, which stemmed from just one person, one department, one change. And that's all that it takes. So we just want to encourage persons to get into the habit of making that healthier choice. Cut down on the sugary drink, less rice, choose the hours that you eat correctly. At 7 o'clock, if you're not going to stay up late, try and make sure nothing too heavy, right? And gradually, you will see the difference in how you feel, in how you communicate, in how others communicate with you. Because through you feeling well, you feeling energized, persons will gravitate towards that. And because you feel well, your family will start feeling good. And before you know it, just like us at the Mona Library, the entire university starts to implement small things such as this exhibit to make sure that we encourage persons to come out and take their health seriously, in particularly the men, right? So that is my 2 cents on the matter. Again, it cannot be overemphasized, the importance, the role that men play. And without being there for our family physically, then we become, for the lack of a better term, a liability to the family, because we are now going to have the family we are going to depend on the family rather than the family depending on us in order to make sure that we continue to provide for the family. And so my last word is that join the library's workout program. It is free. Everybody loves freeness. And you will get through. So every Tuesday, every Thursday at 4:30 to 5:45 p.m., you are most welcome. And I thank you very much for listening in, and I hope that one voice, one person heard that voice. Thank you.
Now that was a very good way to start our series of presentations. We thank Mr. Heron because we have some very good takeaways that there are affordable, also known as free workout programs being offered by our colleagues that we can join in, and they can meet our different objectives. Do you want to bulk up? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to eat healthier? Do you want to reduce your sugar intake? And so that was very encouraging for all of us who may be thinking that it's very difficult to start. We can't get to a gym. It seems very daunting. And it was broken down into very simple steps. Start off by getting your health profile assessed. Find some colleagues that you can exercise with, and I'll give a shout out to Life Sciences. I saw 5 members of staff from Life Sciences walking on the ring road yesterday evening. And of course, monitor the way you eat, the times, and what you're actually consuming. So it is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Sylvia Mitchell from the Biotechnology Center in the Faculty of Science and Technology. And she has a presentation, Medicinal Herbs, an important component for health management.
Can you, oh, you have it up on that one?
Yes, on this
Okay, great. Let me put this one.
PDF.
Just that sometimes the computer is a little different, so the PDF is different. Yeah, just put it to food. Beautiful. All right, we are here. I'm going to be talking about medicinal herbs as an important component of health management. We want to manage our health. Medicinal herbs are basically any plant that is used to provide health and wellness to an individual. Sometimes animals are better than us with this. They will go and eat a certain plant when they're sick. And we have learned a lot about plants and animals, and we should take note. So a short history of medicine. First the root, and then all kinds of other things, and now some of us are turning back to the roots. For me, I would like to see more of it being put into our diet and less of us looking like that guy at the bottom there. 1200 BC, the word was given. First the word, then the plant, lastly the knife. So the plants that are around us help us to stay out of the hospital, so the hospital can deal with the major cases and we can stay healthy. One thing that he did not put here that I'll have to put in is exercise, because we have got to be very lazy. We take our car everywhere, we don't walk. As you heard previously, we have to include the exercise. But first the word, and that talks about mental health. And I will go into detail with that. Exercise, I'll just touch on it very quickly in terms of how it's linked to medicinal plants. And I'm having difficulty talking over the noise. Anyway, and then the plant. We're looking at the diet and specifically about the medicinal herbs. We have a challenge. Food is expensive. We don't know how to grow the plants, and lack of knowledge. As you can see, the booth there is all green. We have developed many methods to make it easier. Tissue culture provides clean planting material. We have green mini gardens there. We have tonics. We are a source of information. We are establishing school gardens with the 4-H club to teach the youth what plants can we eat, what leaves can we eat, what do they provide, which one is toxic, which one is not toxic. We actually are part of what is called Tramil, which tests the actual recipes of the plants for efficacy and toxicity, and it goes into a Caribbean pharmacopoeia. And there is information there of exactly how to make the plants, the dosage, and everything else. So we are without excuse. We need to incorporate it into our diets. Plant in containers if you don't have any soil. Learn and use the knowledge. So first the word, mental health. It's very important that we connect to the source of power. The one who made us, the one in whose image we are made, and the one who put breath into our soil, into our bodies. And a way of being connecting is this. I don't know if you've ever done this. You take off your shoes and you... Right? I just showed you because I can't take the mic. But you take off your shoes and you go in the dirt and you feel the ground under your feet. That is a way of showing that to be connected, to be plugged in is very important. I've seen the use of micronutrients as being important to mental health. We have nutraceutical plants for that. We have noni, we have aloe, we have moringa, a lot of different plants that should be part of our diet. Omega-3 is very important for mental health. And aromatherapy. Can you imagine how this place would feel if we had a couple candles with some lemongrass or something? We'd all feel better. Exercise. This is a modern problem. And we have to be careful here, because if you have a diet that is high in, you know, your usual diet, rice and chicken, right? It gives off a lot of free radicals. And what happens is the body, trying to stop these free radicals from bursting our blood vessels, lines them with cholesterol. If we exercise in that state, if we're overweight, that cholesterol can come off and cause a heart attack. So Don't exercise if you're overweight. You have to deal with your diet first. You have to switch your metabolism from storage to metabolism, which you do using your bitters. You need to adjust your diet. Nearly everything that you'll read will tell you you have to increase your fruit and your vegetable. Let's look at our diet. 3 sections, very simple. Go, grow, glow. Go, encourage with the complex carbohydrates, switch metabolism with fats. Do not cook with unsaturated fats. They produce trans fats, which destroy your cell membranes, and you can imagine what happens then. Grow, there are essential amino acids. There is hardly any plant that has all of them. Moringa has all of them. And then the glow part is the part that is the biggest part of our diet that we leave out. Fiber, there are essential fatty acid, carotenoids we need to see better, coenzymes, and the whole shebang is down there. Our herbal medicine is biased towards prevention. You can prevent is better than cure. So let's look at these medicinal herbs, because I was only given a very short time and somebody's going to have to stop me, right, wherever I am, and I will stop right there, and if you want to hear more, you invite me back for a longer time. So, we are in a Caribbean biodiversity hotspot. We have a whole heap of plants that can be used for health. We went out and asked the people from 1999 how they use their plants and for what purpose. We have a big database. We know what is the medicinal plant that Jamaicans use the most, which happens to be Cersei, right? As I said, it's a preventative. Jamaicans know the use of their bitters. Fever grass was one of the cold bushes that were used during COVID to very good benefit. I showed this picture to my professor in '99, and he said there's no way one plant can do all of those things. History, science, and experience has taught us otherwise. From the 2000, the system of genetics that brought knowledge of what is called microRNA were able to show how the plants in your diet actually are turning on and off of genes that are helping to do all of these things. The other part of it, and this is moringa, as I said, it has all the known amino acids, all the essential amino acids. It has over 90 verifiable nutrients. It has all the vitamins, etc., etc. It has essential carotenoids. And this should be a part of everybody's diet. So there are some plants that you can have every day. For example, you can open the aloe and put the inside of the aloe in your drink. But if you want to use it as a bitters, you would not use it for more than 2 or 3 days. So depending on what it is that you want to do, there is a recipe for it. Noni. So if you're looking for information about these plants, because it's not just what's in them, you need to know what stage of the plant, so when it's gone white like that, and when is the best time to take it. For noni, it's just before you eat. And something like orange, you say, oh, this is not a medicinal herb. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's full of antioxidants, polyphenols, vitamins, carotenoids, flavonoids. All of what happened, your body is not making everything that you need. There are essential chemical moieties that you can only get from the plants in your diet. And that is why the leaves of the trees were given for the healing of the nation. I'm going to just quickly, for the last part. I have 2 last parts. I don't know how far I'm going to get. Go ahead. Time? All right. So here is, if you want to go through it, the different evidence that it works in all of these different ways, antimicrobial, and how to eat both acid and alkaline. So we have the free radicals, but we also get rid of them by the antioxidants. Anti-inflammatory, if it continues, leads to cancer. So you see the balance. If you use them, you have low cancer risk, high if you don't. And then how the microRNA in the plants are interacting with the genome that is causing the problem with the cancer. So I'm not going to go into this. You'll have to ask me. I'm going to end with turmeric. Turmeric is an excellent anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, etc. It should be part of our diet, not just as curry. 5-10 years ago, we started seeing the roots themselves in the supermarket. 2-3 years, we're seeing the tea bags with the ginger, and you can go, there are a lot of different products you can make from it. It has all the different mechanisms, antimicrobial, etc., from a lot of different components that are in there. A lot of research showing how it's turning on and off of these genes. It is turning off the gas, which means less cancer. It's turning on the brake, which means less cancer. It is interacting with multiple systems in your body, all for the purpose of stopping the cancer from developing. Not just that, a lot of other of those chemicals that are in the plants that we eat. We have a treasure chest of health and wealth in the Caribbean. Brought a little for you to do there. I do recommend you get a garden going and have the plants available. You should have aloe available for your kitchen at all times. We have a database of over 3,000 plants that are medicinal in the Caribbean. And to conclude, health and wellness cannot be managed without the essential component of our medicinal herbs. As Hippocrates said 2,500 years ago, let food be your medicine and medicine your food. We have a lot of resources that you can look at for more information. We can make available plants for your garden and products. We have 3 products there that are very good, a Moo-Mooster, a bitters, and a moringa juice. And thank you very much for listening to me.
That's your laptop? No. Okay. So, that was what we call a jam-packed presentation. You will definitely have to finish the conversation with Dr. Mitchell at the booth that she is in charge of. But before we move on to the next presenter, I would like to ask anyone who was paying attention if they can come forward and tell me 2 new things they learned from Dr. Mitchell's presentation. Come forward and tell me 2 new things you have learned, because we have some prizes to give away. Are you a member of staff? All right. Huh? You're here. You work at UWI? No. Okay, we're looking for staff. Okay, no problem. Staff members only. Staff members, right? Yes. Do we have any technical and administrative staff who want to try to guess the question? Let her go ahead. All right. Tell us the 2 new things you learned.
Hi, good day. All right, so I learned that if you're a person that may be overweight, it is best to adjust your diet before you start exercising so that it helps your body to basically do better when you begin to work out. I also learned, interestingly, the benefits of using aloe vera and turmeric as a root more so than as a powder. It's more effective in the natural form.
And all of those were in the presentation. So stay close by. So Anna from the Jacana booth will be the recipient of a prize which we'll present to her. And we're going to ask our Deputy Dean, Professor Tanisha Stevenson, to come forward to do the presentation.
All right, on the outside we have Fruit Fusion, where you can get smoothies today, all right? You'll have to purchase the smoothies, but as some of the prizes, Miss has won herself a free smoothie from Fruit Fusion. Put your hands together for Miss.
So our next presenter is Dr. Tina Hilton Kong from the UWI Health Center. So we have our partners from all over the campus. And Dr. Hilton Kong is going to be speaking on preventative care for common health conditions, in particular diabetes, hypertension, and high cholesterol. I know I need to pay attention at this point.
Got it. Oh, you're fast, man. To talk about the noise. So I'm going ahead?
You might go ahead.
Hi, good morning. I now see you had a very interesting talk with Dr. Mitchell, and so now I will try. So there was a little overlap, but it's a different perspective. Okay, so I am to talk about preventive care for common health conditions. Are you hearing me okay? Okay. Hypertension, diabetes, and high cholesterol. That's just a few of the common non-communicable diseases, which are really an issue. So I thought, okay, it's preventive care. Let me go through the different aspects of prevention. So we're going to talk about primary prevention. That means what can you do before that condition happens, if it is going to happen, or actually stave it off. Secondary prevention would be like, still before you get it, but how could you screen so that you can pick it up as early as possible? And, or to monitor things that might be heading towards there. And tertiary prevention would be managing the disease post the diagnosis. So how to prevent either coming on full or prevent complications or worsening of it. So I hope you can see that. What are the risk factors for hypertension? I have them there. Any of them look strange? You all knew this before. So it has overweight, obesity, family history of high blood pressure. As you get older, that is a risk factor. If you have diabetes, that is a risk factor for hypertension. African descent, that's most of us in Jamaica. sleep disorders. Sometimes we have even our sinusitis and so on, and we're not really sleeping well and so on, and that can lead to cardiovascular disease and hypertension. Kidney disease, and even pregnant women. Sometimes pregnant women have other conditions in pregnancy, say preeclampsia or so on, or actually have hypertension during the pregnancy. They would be at risk for developing hypertension later on in life. So what are some risk factors for diabetes? Kind of like much the same. Anything different there? So when you have diabetes, you are more prone to hypertension. When you have hypertension, you can be more prone to diabetes too. And there are other hormonal abnormalities, say with the thyroid and so on, and a history of diabetes in pregnancy again, and physical inactivity. What are some risk factors for high cholesterol? Otherwise called hyperlipidemia. Lipid is fats, emia is in the blood, hyper is a lot, increased. So again, obesity, when your body mass index is over 30, poor diet, and Dr. Mitchell went into some aspects of that diet, like you definitely want to avoid the high saturated fats or trans fats. Physical inactivity, smoking, older age, and excessive alcohol. Normally we play the game, can you find the differences? Well, this time I'm going to say to you, can you spot the commonalities as it relates to the risk factors in these three non-communicable diseases? I see Professor Stevenson already spot about 5 of the differences, I see her. But this time, can you tell me some of the common risk factors for diabetes and hypertension? You spot some? Somebody tell me one. Weight, overweight, being overweight and obese, that's a risk factor for all 3, correct? All right, somebody is paying attention. Sorry to stop you before you get all the differences. Okay, so now, primary prevention of these non-communicable diseases. How can we avoid getting hypertension, diabetes, or high cholesterol? If we maintain a healthy weight, or if we don't have a healthy weight right now, if we can get to that healthy weight over time, no fat diets, and you have to be careful with the exercise and so on. You need exercise and diet, but if you can get to and maintain a healthy weight, if we can reduce salt or sodium intake. Right, so sometimes this lady is saying she don't use salt and she has hypertension. But remember, there are other risk factors, family history and so on. But your reduction in salt will help a whole lot in what we call the tertiary prevention. So it will help you in maintaining your high blood pressure controlled so that you don't get the complications or get them way later. Controlling sodium in Jamaica, I think, is a very hard thing. If we be true to ourselves, it's a culture to have salt in our diet. And in our fast food, I think Kentucky, I have a certain, can I say that? Certain fast foods and certain locations. You go to a location of a particular fast food chain, it's different in terms of saltiness in a different location. So they seem to also add the salt according to the culture for that community. I want somebody to do that study. You can talk about it later, right? But I want us to know that it's not going to be easy because we are going to say this place don't cook good because it's fresh and so on. So it's something that your body have to get used to, just like sugar. If you're used to something quite sweet, it is going to be a while before you get used to it not tasting so sweet. So that's why it's a good thing to start our children with getting low salt from beginning. Like me, my father was very hypertensive and a lot of meds. And so mommy cooked for everybody low salt. So I am quite used to low salt. Maybe that's why I can't tolerate some of these places. Eat fruits and vegetables when we can. I know they're going to be very expensive this Christmas with whatever, but whatever is in season, use it and, try to see how you can put more of that in your diet. And become physically active. You don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to run around Ring Road. You can start off with just moving where you are for what you can manage. What Dr. Mitchell said, I take caution. We actually recommend people to check with their doctor. The Ministry of Health website, from where I got a lot of this information, has a little questionnaire that you can just answer, and they'll be able to say, yes, you can, and what, and so on. So you need to check based on your weight, age, other conditions, and all of that. You can't just jump and run out there, apart from even injury of ourselves. So you want to do it, take your time. Little simple things. Instead of parking outside here trying to get a park, walk from FST, walk from the health center or so. That in the hot sun, I know, well, take your time and so on. So it's these little things to keep moving. Quit smoking. Cigarette is what we know about in terms of as it relates to risk factor for all of these. That's not easy, and so if you can, you need to try to get help for that. Avoid excess alcohol and reduce, can't say get rid of stress, Stress is there. It is going to be there. We have to reduce it. So, for example, instead of waiting 5 minutes before the lecture or so to then go and prepare the slides, that is stress. Or, so we have to reduce stress by preparing and so on. And how we manage it, because stress is there and we have to know how to manage. And from time to time, we have to just pause, take some breaths, and so on. This is not on the list at Ministry of Health site, but more and more it's coming up about adequate sleep. So folks like me who stayed up last night again to do something, we have to be mindful of that. You need your sleep. Our body repairs itself in sleep, and not like a catch and doze. I'm talking deep, restful REM sleep. That's when your body does a lot of repair. It's not an easy road for most people, but most people can cross it. What's on your plate? Usually this is what our lunch look like. And that's okay if it's 1 or 2 days in a month. But if it's every day, and I can guarantee that chicken is going to be well salt and so on. The little vegetables is there, at least a little, but most times, especially at this time, we're going to have probably quarter that amount of vegetable and far more rice and less peas and so on. So we have to really be mindful what is available, and we have to advocate for those sort of changes. This is what the Ministry of Health says should be on your plate. You should have this much, a quarter of it should be fruits and vegetables. A quarter should be fruits. So half of your plate, when we say the plate, for the day too, and all of that. Dr. Mitchell went into some of those foods, the Go, Glow, and Grow. And drink water. All right, and don't add sugar, and careful of some of these waters that say they don't have sugar. All right. This is straight from the Ministry of Health's website. They want us to know our numbers. What is my body mass index? What is my waist circumference? What is my cholesterol level? And they actually have charts. I didn't see it on the website, maybe I didn't look, but I know they have charts, what you call like a dashboard, which I'm hoping to get at the health center, so that we can plot your age, if you smoke, what is your cholesterol level, and you can then look across the grid and say, oh, I'm in a red zone as it relates to risk for diabetes, or I'm in green, I can go on with my things. Secondary, so how do we prevent it by, screening and so on? And so this is roughly, because it's screening is going to depend on your age, what sex, and so on. And that also is another thing in the Ministry of Health. They have a little, I think I have a picture of it. You just press what is your age, what is your gender, and so on, and it will come up with what is your risk factor and so on. If you have average risk factor, for hypertension, you should be checking your blood pressure annually. If you're younger, then you probably don't have to do it as regularly. If you have high risk factor, then definitely annually or even more, depending on your age. For diabetes, every 2 years for adults over 45. Annually for anyone with high risk factors, age over 30. And we will be checking the fasting blood glucose, which you can do with a finger prick, and it should be at that value 3.9 to 6.1. High cholesterol, we should do that probably every 4 to 5 years if we are getting older, and annually if we have a family history. Young people, children can have high cholesterol too, and sometimes there would be other things that would indicate that. Similarly, you can do a little rapid test to test your cholesterol, but that test is going to test your total cholesterol. So if you are somebody who have naturally high good cholesterol, what we call the HDL, your total cholesterol might be high. So you can't just do that finger prick and say, oh Lord, I have high cholesterol. It could be high, but it's the good cholesterol. So that finger prick, you would then need to go to your doctor and check to see the levels of your good cholesterol versus your bad cholesterol. LDL is the bad cholesterol. That one, diet may affect it. HDL is the good cholesterol. That's what all researchers are certain about, that exercise will increase HDL. So that's the cholesterol. They still have doubts as to whether diet trouble LDL. There is still some discrepancy there. But in general, you want to avoid the fats. But HDL, the more you exercise, the more your HDL goes up. So this is a wellness check that is on the Ministry of Health website. You just put in your age, put in all of those things, and you click, and then you'll see that one specific for you. So tertiary prevention. What if you already got hypertension or diabetes or so on? It's never too late to start looking after yourself. You still will want to eat healthy and be active at least 30 minutes a day once you have been approved that you can exercise, at least 30 minutes a day. And the Ministry of Health actually has some nice little pamphlets for different ages. So even if you're confined to a wheelchair and you can't move much, they have an exercise that you can do in that wheelchair and so on. And if you drink your alcohol, then you really want to work with your doctor as to what, which kind, and how much. And if you smoke, really want to quit, because that's not going to help the progress of complications. And if it is not easy to quit, so sometimes you need professional help. And of course, get regular checkups. So prevention is better, and I will bet anyone it's cheaper than cure. And these days, we really have to factor that in. And mental health and physical wellness versus mental illness and non-communicable diseases. Mental depression and other things are now considered non-communicable diseases and common. So those were my reference. I got a few slides, not the one of the chicken, from my colleague who is a nutritionist. So be still and chill to prevent you becoming ill, taking a pill even before you get over the hill. Somebody who is brave enough can do a reggae something. I won't, that's not my strength. All right. Any questions or comments? All right, thank you.
You might be more used to them. Thank you. Yeah, great.
So we're on a roll with some excellent presentations, and we're learning that wellness is very easy to attain. It can start by just simply having a good night's sleep. Something as simple as going to bed and getting deep REM sleep can be the start of your wellness journey. We've had 2 back-to-back presentations talking about being very careful about what we consume. And so I'm urging everyone who's here and participating to take a little inventory of what's on your breakfast plate or in your lunchbox, or when you go home, if you're someone who has dinner, what are you having for dinner? I know there are lots of booths, but the presenters are struggling with the noise from talking. So if we can be a little mindful of the volume from the back of the room, that would be great. As usual, we have our giveaways. And so I have a question from the previous presentation. Why is it that if you were to check your cholesterol levels using the quick finger prick test, it might not give you the correct answer or the total picture of your cholesterol profile? Is there anybody? I see your one hand, but you're a multiple winner. Is there anyone else that wants to tell me why you need to understand your cholesterol in a little more detail? Anybody else want to come? Yes?
Good morning, all. Actually, the rapid test for cholesterol is not so effective because it gives the complete picture of your cholesterol. It doesn't say about the good cholesterol, that is HDL. So sometimes if the result is you may see high cholesterol level and that may be because of LDL, and we will not get the proper, the proper judgment. So because for that, we have to have the test for HDL, LDL, everything separately, because LDL is not good for us. So that's what I think. A rapid test is not good.
We congratulate our colleague who has won a free smoothie from Fruit Tongue Twister. Fruit Fusion on the outside. Put your hands together. They're just outside there. I'm sorry, I got that. And we had one of our team members answering a question when Dr. Khan brought up the pictures. Because she was paying attention and participating, we invite you up for your free smoothie from Fruit Fusion. Celebrate with her, celebrate with her. All right, we're going to interrupt the program just for a quick draw. It's 11 o'clock. On the hour, there's always a giveaway. Every technical and service staff member, we need you to pay attention. We're going to pick a name from the bag. Members on the outside, you may want to come in, because if you're not around when we choose your name, you will not get the prize. And on one of the prizes now is a gift certificate for General Foods. A gift certificate. Should I tell you how much? Tell you how much? All right, we let the winner tell you. All right, we're going to pick a name. We're going to pick a name. You must be here to get a prize. Dominique Greens, EMD. Put your hands together. Dominique is here. Dominique is here. Dominique will have to open up the gift certificate and tell you how much is on it if she wants to. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk again at 12 p.m. At 1 p.m., I mean.
All right, so things are picking up, and I notice people are filling up the seats now that they realize that paying attention, they can answer questions and get prizes. This is good. So, is Mrs. Audrey Longmore Wilson here? Audrey Longmore Wilson. She is supposed to be our next presenter. I'm not seeing her at this time, so I'm going to ask Dr. Michelle Emmanuel to come forward and do his presentation on the health benefits of cannabis. Woo!
All right. Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you all today, particularly with the service staff and technical staff who keep the faculty, keep the department, keep the students and academic staff happy. So I'm very grateful to present to you all. I know many of you all may know what cannabis is, ganja, but I just ask you for some time that I'll be going through some details for you to create a better appreciation and understanding for what the cannabis plant is. So we as human beings tend to downplay the role that plants generally have on our health and well-being. I am fortunate to present after my esteemed colleagues who, presented so much information in regards to the health benefits of medicinal plants and how you could improve your well-being by understanding and using some of these plants for medical purposes. So, cannabis as a single species of plant contributes to human well-being in very significant ways. So cannabis can be used for nutritional purposes. The seeds are rich in omega fat, particularly omega-9. The fibers that the plant produces is known to be the strongest tree fiber in the plant kingdom. The flowers, where the trichome glands can be used for medicinal purposes and so forth. So cannabis as a single species does contribute to human well-being in a very significant way from thousands of years before. So the big question is, what brought cannabis to a place like Jamaica? So it is always said that cannabis was pretty much brought here by the indentured laborers. But visiting Kew Gardens in England, we saw some differences based on cannabis samples or ganja samples that were collected by the British Crown when they visited Jamaica. So, visiting the Kew Gardens herbarium in England, we saw where cannabis samples were actually collected from Jamaica in 1809 and 1822. So that definitely solidifies that cannabis was here before the arrival of indentured laborers from Asia. However, looking at the morphological and physiological characteristics of the plant predating the arrival of Asians, it points to the plants that were collected here prior were used specifically for like hemp production, for use of fiber. And it was said to be brought by the Spanish from Eurasia to assist in their ship repairs on their voyages. However, post the arrival of the indentured laborers, we saw different morphological characteristics showing up based on the cannabis specimens collected. And these plants were typically used for medicinal and psychoactive properties, as the presence of the trichome glands were significantly increased. And it is also known that the reason for cannabis becoming popular is very different from what has taken place globally. Whereas Jamaica, being a country of wide disparity based on culture and race, so it was the responsibility of the British Crown who was able to bring Africans and Asians together to actually commingle. And that commingling saw the exchange of different cultures. And that culture, based on the Indians and Africans, we see today where Rastafari today represents that, based on a Rastafari person, having long hair, a vegan lifestyle, perception of I, but we also see the African, tradition based on the drum beating, the lifestyle, the praising of Haile Selassie. So it is very rare that sort of economic model and culture surrounding a single plant was pretty much transported to a place like Jamaica and become very, very popular. So the word ganja pretty much has Indian connotations and definitely solidifies the sort of Jamaican culture that surrounds the cannabis plant. So cannabis is a herb. It actually completes its life cycle within 1 year. It is a dioecious plant, meaning that you have male and female plants on separate plants. The plant does not have pretty petals to attract pollinators. It is a wind-pollinated plant. And most importantly, cannabis produces a group of chemical compounds known as cannabinoids. And those cannabinoids do have implications and medical connotations for health and wellness. And these particular cannabinoids are produced by the glands known as trichome glands. So, medicinal cannabis. What is medicinal cannabis? Medicinal cannabis refers to the use of cannabis and its cannabinoid constituents, particularly two important components known as THC and CBD, and those provide therapeutic value to alleviate many ailments and various symptoms. So medical cannabis preparations have been traced back for thousands of years, and it makes it one of the oldest known medicinal plants to actually humans. So the herbal, which is known to be the oldest known pharmacopoeia, where it documents the traditional use of cannabis that was mentioned by the Chinese Emperor Sheng Nun. So in today, fast forward in today, we have seen where many advancements have pretty much taken place where the traditional knowledge has come together, and we have made significant advancements in using cannabis in contributing to modern medicine. So what is the key to all this? Why does cannabis have so much medical value? The reason why is because we as human beings, we have what is called an endocannabinoid system, all right? And the endocannabinoid system is able to receive cannabis like a plug at a socket. It fits perfectly. So the endocannabinoid system is a lipid signaling system that is there to regulate cellular activity in higher organisms. It helps to protect against toxic stress. It promotes homeostasis while supporting general health and well-being. So there are 3 different types of cannabinoids that can be found. We have the endocannabinoids, right, which our human body naturally produces cannabinoids endogenously, and examples are a newborn baby suckling breast, right? That ability to increase appetite, that ability to feel sleepy, that nostalgia comes from your endocannabinoid system. Also, after exercising, that euphoria you feel after exercising, which is known to be the runner's high, is your endocannabinoid system. And then we have the phytocannabinoids, where the cannabis plant is known to produce the highest concentration of cannabinoids naturally. And finally, in medicine advancements, we see where the use of synthetic cannabinoids being produced via culturing yeast, and that would definitely have medical value based on formulating various medical preparations. So the endocannabinoid system has been implicated in a broad range of physiological and pathophysiological processes, which include neural development, immune function, inflammation, appetite, cardiovascular function, digestion, bone development, density, pain, reproduction, memory, sleep cycles, regulating stress, emotional state, and the list goes on. So it is very well said that cannabis is there to maintain homeostasis within many of your physiological mechanisms, such as the ability to eat, such as the ability to sleep better. So in today's world where we tend to work very hard and we don't tend to live in sync, so maintaining that level of homeostasis, it is always said that cannabis can make you feel happy by increasing your being. So the cannabis plant produces 3 different groups of compounds, or cannabinoids, terpenes, flavonoids, and it is said that the combination of these 3 phytochemicals coming together gives a very unique effect for that particular cultivar. So knowing what is in your cannabis is very important to understand what sort of treatments or alleviating certain symptoms that you may use. So in terms of potency, we have seen where before legislative amendments within Jamaica's law, we saw where cannabis potency never tested past 10 to 13%. In today's world, we see where cannabis has been testing locally at 27 27%. So there is also the positive side to cannabis use, but there is also the negative aspect of using cannabis with high potency. And this has shown to bring up symptoms like schizophrenia, so forth, and particularly those of you who have children who will be willing to experiment with certain types of cannabis products, from gummies to edibles to vape pens, we need to be very careful in understanding what potency and the damage that this high potency cannabis can have on the adolescent mind. So in regards to my presentation, I thank you for listening, and I look forward to entertaining any questions. Thank you.
So, we are continuing on our very exciting round of presentations. And as always, after each presentation, we have some giveaways for the persons who were listening attentively. I noticed Mr. Sterling listening, but he's not trying to answer any of our questions. I have to call him out by name, but it's all right. So we learned a lot about cannabis, about where the compounds, the history of how it came to Jamaica. We learned about the active chemicals in it. So I have 2 questions from this presentation. 2 questions. Can anyone tell me what a phytocannabinoid is? Can anybody tell me what a phytocannabinoid is? Anyone in the audience, can you tell me what that is? A phytocannabinoid? Some people are exempt, like when they say the staff and relatives of. Anybody else in the audience can tell me what a phytocannabinoid is? You're coming? You coming? Yes, come forward. We need. Yes?
A phytocannabinoid is any cannabidiol that is derived from the cannabis plant. That's correct.
Medical.
And I have another question from Dr. Emmanuel's presentation. So in the cannabis plant, there are 3 groups of compounds. Can anyone tell me what the 3 groups are? Anybody remembers from the presentation what the 3 groups of compounds are? Gets a little more challenging. You want to try? Come ahead.
So we have the terpenes, the cannabinoids, and the flavonoids.
All right. So we've had a great morning of presentations, and it is now in the afternoon, and we have our final presenter. And please help me to welcome Mrs. Audrey Longmore Wilson, Senior Financial Advisor and a $1 Million Roundtable Advisor member, to talk to us on the benefits of life insurance. And I think it's good that she's the last presentation, because we don't really want to cash in our life insurance policy. We're going to live long and live healthy, but just in case, there's always insurance.
Good afternoon to us all. How are we this afternoon? How are we this afternoon? Healthy, wonderful. It is really a pleasure to be here this afternoon. And first of all, I want to thank the organizers of this very interesting Wellness Expo. Clap yourselves, organizers. And then we also want to take the time to take note of all the sponsors that is. It is really interesting that we can come together to speak about health and wellness. Now, my name is Audrey Longmore Wilson, as was said before. I'm with Guardian Life Insurance Company. This is my 18th year in the business. I love what I do. My colleague, Lashana Shippey, is with me. And this afternoon, we want to pause just to talk a little bit about life insurance. When we think of life insurance, what comes to mind? I wish I had a roving mic. What comes to mind? Life insurance, what comes to mind? Not hearing? Life insurance is such an important entity that each of us must have. At Guardian Life, we do life insurance, we do health insurance, and we look at things that is able to enhance us in our living years and to also ensure that we have a smooth, orderly, and smooth transfer of all the things that we would have worked and earned and pile up after we are gone, right? So when we speak about health insurance is very, 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 very important, because we all get sick, don't we? And we sometimes, when we get sick at some seasons, when the credit card can't work, the account doesn't have the funds readily, but the health insurance that you would have paid for in advance would be there for you to pay for your medical expenses since you have the need for it. So when it relates to health insurance, we have three types of health insurance. One is called Elite, as the word says, Essential, and we have the Edge. So those are things that we are able to sit with you through your HR or individually to put those things in place. So life insurance, and we also do health. Now, when we think of life insurance now, there are some stages that we look on. You live too long. What happens when you live too long? Eh? You live too long, the money done. Eh? You die too soon. When things happen and person die too soon and there's a family behind, what are the things that is likely to happen? So we look at, on Bright Spark, we need a roving mic, man. I want to be interactive, because we look at the different cycles. We live too long, we die too soon, we become disabled, or we become critically ill. And when it relates to all of those 4 segments that I highlighted a while ago, sometime or the other, we are going to fall into one of those situations. So we are all healthy now, are we? Or so we think. So we think. So we are healthy, and there's a high possibility that we could become critically ill. We could become, and we are praying God blessings. So Lord, we now speak them into our lives, but the reality is nothing beats preparation. So we ought to be prepared for whether or not we are going to be ill. Then the critical illness benefit comes in, or God forbid we become disabled, that living benefit is payable to you, or we live too long, would have wanted to be building a scheme where you have a pension benefit that comes, because at 65, that's when we really want money, you know. Hello? Hello? The only time I watch money is when I'm broke. Hello? When you go to the supermarket and you're shopping, you just shop and go up and push your trolley, and them say $40,000 and you swipe your card. You say when you know say only $10,000 you have, here you. Me can't buy the bread. Me can't buy, hello? So, I'm saying preparation is key. We have to prepare for the events of life so that when we need it most, it is there for us. And many times we gloss over critical illness. Because here we, the Lord loves me. Woo! Jesus, he loves me. Nothing now do me. We say that. And the truth is, sometimes nothing happens to us. But we don't know when it's going to happen. So we encourage persons to think about these things, because God forbid nothing happen to you at 75 when you need the money. Every single dollar that you would have paid from inception is returned. You understand me? So, yes, the Lord loves me. He loves me, and nothing is going to happen, but we still have to plan. We still have to plan. So, I'm saying to us, we are gathered here and we are talking about the benefits of life insurance. One of the major benefits is make sure you have it before you need it. Make sure you have it before you need it. I am firmly of the belief that there is something that all of us is doing, why so many of us is being impacted one way or the other with things. Let me see the hands of the persons who don't know anybody who has had a critical illness, who has been diagnosed with something. The hands of the persons who don't. I don't see no hand go up. Let me see the hands of those who know persons who have been diagnosed. Hello? Me say, hello, me da put up all of my hand. You understand me? It is real. The things, it is becoming so real, you have to wonder who next, when next. But the beautiful thing is, when you are insurable, because sometimes we lose our insurability. When you have bought, when you are insurable and the need arises, then you can go, in this case, Guardian Life, and they become your financial controller. So the monies that you paid up front is now transferred to your account for you to go and seek the care. Because sometimes the difference between life and death is the lack of the money, you know. Hello? Is the lack of the money. I'm just being real. So when we hear of life insurance, I don't want nobody talking about life insurance, yeah. I'm not worried about that. Or the other thing them say, that have people where I got dead. I am saying we all must be at a place where we find the time. Youthfulness gives you an inexpensive costing. The younger you are, the least expensive it is. So I want to encourage us this afternoon. Don't just push. I'm not interested. I have enough. I don't want a critical illness, nothing to do me. I'm not disabled and I drive, so I go drive good. Retirement, nobody in my family no live long. All of those things are things that we say from time to time. But I want to encourage us. Think about now. Think about your working years when the paycheck is good and nice. Think about what will happen when you retire. Think about what will happen should you become ill. Where will the funds come from? Would I want an entity to be my financial controller? Or will I be prepared to sell the Benz? The Benz when I work hard and buy now. You know how long may I save towards the Benz? And here it is now. For my medical care, may I contemplate selling it. Let us use insurance company. Let us use the benefits that is there to ensure that we don't have to sell it. Correct? So, again I say, health insurance is important. We're all employed, are we? And you have the health card, don't you? Yeah, man. And use it wisely. Not true? Or is it a case where your money is unlimited? Is it? The benefits on your card is unlimited? No. So what you're going to try to do at best also is to enhance what your company gives. As long as you're able to. Enhance what your company gives. So that should there be a need, you have the health insurance, you have the life insurance, and you also have the things that puts in place for orderly transfer of one's estate. What do you think that means? See my bright friend over there. What do you think that means? Orderly transfer of one estate. Run up, man. Run up, man. You're saying bolt, man. Orderly transfer of one's estate.
Yes, blessed afternoon again. All right. Yes, insurance is very important because you are not just securing your future. Even if you pass, you are leaving it to your generation. And oftentimes we as Jamaica, when we hear about insurance or death insurance, we say we're not dead because our mindset are wrong. Insurance, we can set our future based upon insurance and the benefit of our children and family, inheritance passed down. That's my word.
Thank you. Orderly transfer. So in other words, it's not a case where the Administrator General will be sorting out on your behalf. You would have put your things in place and named John, Jill, Mary, and Joe as the persons you have designated to inherit that which you have worked hard for. Some other things that I want to share quickly is as long as you are just about 59, if you're 18, it's a time to start speaking about individual life insurance. And if you're 59, you need to hold on to the dress tail of somebody right away. Because there's a cutoff. You don't want to be told that, oh, you can no longer get the benefits. So at 18, start speaking. If your relatives or yourself is heading to 59, hold on to the dress tail. Don't allow the ship to pass. So I almost said sisters and brothers. So I want to say to us, don't shun life insurance. Don't shun the thought of putting life insurance in place. There are 4 categories that I want you to plan for. Live too long, die too soon, become critically ill or disabled. And you can dissect those benefits into living benefits and benefits that can encourage you to have an orderly transfer of all that you have worked hard for. So, I want to thank you for the time that has been allotted. I hope and pray that we have all taken on the benefits of life insurance already. If not, find the time to speak to one of us to ensure that you learn some more. Some of these is best done one-on-one. So let us try at best to be informed so that we are not left behind when the need arises. So thank you for your time. Many blessings. I'm seeing a hand.
Yes.
I think the audience would like to benefit from your question. No. Yes, you notice I spoke about insurability. Insurability means that you're good, nothing wrong with you, so you can get all that you require. After you're diagnosed, you're now a risk patient. So some of the benefits you will not be able to get. However, if you remain healthy, you're able to be re-looked at again and get life insurance. So the door is not all closed, but it means that you have to remain healthy. If what? Ask the question.
I'm saying, if you already have the illness, why is it you guys don't allow the person to get all the benefits from the insurance?
I don't understand. Meaning, you have a coverage?
No.
Or you want to buy
You want to buy a coverage and they are telling you that you wouldn't get it.
Miss, when the rain start wetting on your head, if you don't have the umbrella already, what you going to do? How wet you going to wet up?
Yes.
So this is why I'm saying, take it before you need it. Put it in your back pocket so that should you need it, you have it. Because a lot of us think that nothing I'm going to do with the Lord love me. You understand me? Take the benefits. Take the benefits as long insurability is an important thing. When you're able to access it, take it. Because if you're no longer able, for whatever the reason is, you're going to need it and can't get it. So tell your friend and your brother and your sister, because it's not you. You're healthy. You can still get it.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Right. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for coming and asking your questions so that we could all benefit. Does anybody else have any questions for our advisor while she's here sharing with us? Are there any other insurance-related questions? Any other questions from the audience? All right, so thank you very much. It was our pleasure to have you after the hiccup of the parking. And ladies and gentlemen, before we go, there was that gentleman right there at the front who came and gave his come forward. We have a little something for you. Prof. Stevenson, can you come to do the handout? He gave a very good first person answer about why it is important during the presentation. And so because he was listening and engaged, we have a little something to share with him. on. I need to organize myself. Yes. So at this time, it is just for me to say thank you to all of our presenters this morning, starting with Tamar Heron from the Library Stretch, Dr. Sylvia Mitchell, Dr. Tina Hilton Kong, Mrs. Audrey Longmore Wilson, and Dr. Michelle Emmanuel. We thank all the presenters who came from their various backgrounds to give us a wealth of advice on health and wellness. And in case the health and wellness fails, there will be insurance to help us to cover the costs of critical illnesses, or for persons that we may leave behind to not have to be struggling financially because they're the beneficiaries of policies. We have to be real. We are thinking positively, but it's not all the while that things work out well. So we have to be realistic and be prepared. So thank you all for your attention, for the persons who answered questions and participated actively. And this section of the expo is now closed with the presentations, but continue to enjoy the booths that we have around you. Thank you.
Can we put our hands together for Dr. Thera Edwards, who so ably chaired the session? And we thank all of our presenters. We learned quite a bit, and we're going to work on our health some more. All right. Anybody has a cell phone near you? Anybody with cell phones near you? Anybody with cell phones near you and you wear glasses? All right. Cell phones near you and you wear glasses. All right. We have an offer from Vice Optical Lab to give one of you the opportunity to win a free frame with prescription. To be eligible, we're going to need you to text a number, and you're going to WhatsApp a number. Sorry, I'm about to give you the number. You're going to WhatsApp the number, and you're going to WhatsApp the words Health and Wellness Expo. UWI Health and Wellness Expo. When you do that, one of you will be winning a free frame with prescription. Are you ready for the number? It's first come, first serve, so you have to get it in and get in the UWI Health and Wellness Expo. If you don't need the glasses, that's all right, but we might have family members who need it. Here's the number. Here's the number. 876. All of we know that. 534 5085. Again, 876 534 5085. That's the number for Vice Optical. And you're WhatsApping them with the words UWI Health and Wellness Expo. One of you will win a free frame with prescription. I'm pausing to allow you to get this done right now. One of us have to win something today. One away, one away. Send. Still sending or still send. I'm have to choose one away. Send, send, send. One of us must get it today. All right. Miss Terry, don't go far, please. We still have some giveaways. We still have some giveaways. Going to check? All right, we're going to have a fitness session at 1 o'clock. We'll have a trainer coming in, and he's going to take us through some movement. Miss, fix your face, ma'am. We're just here about health and wellness. Fix your face. And he's going to take us through some exercises, all right? So stick with us. Stick with us. At 1 o'clock, we're going to have another drawing for a prize, and we're going to have the fitness session. Until then, I have another giveaway. Does anybody know the month and year that the UA was established? Month and year that the UA was established. We're supposed to know the year, but do you know the month as well? Any takers? That one too hard? Oh, you're checking. Month and year that UWI was established, the first lecture held. Month and year. You're a staff, miss? You're a student. Boy, we're student taking all the prizes these days, you know, miss. Let's hear you.
Tell us. October 1948.
Correct. Put your hands together for her. Come on, clap on her, man. Be happy for her. Be happy for her. Well done. Congratulations. All right, we'll be back in a little and we'll soon get moving. All right, enjoy the booths and we'll be coming right back.